Tonight on the cast, the Rockets beat the Lakers 134-95.
The Houston Rockets are 4-0 and unstoppable.
8-2 in our last 10 games, and we got a winnable December coming up. We'll look ahead.
Rocks it.
Live from sunny Southern California, this is the Houston Rocks It podcast. And now your hosts, Jay Lay, Coach Grant Coleman, and the boss, B. Ross.
Let it up, let it pop.
Yo. What's up? What's up?
Bienvenidos a Houston Rocks.
It ain't safe on the block, not even for the cops. Yes, sir. Yes,
Welcome to the Houston Rocks It podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I am your co-host, Jay Lay, alongside me.
DJ B. Ross.
To my right,
Boy, you better run fast. I'm the coach, Grant Coleman.
and in that silver screen,
That booth.
sitting there, sipping on that red wine.
He does.
What are you guys talking about? I'm drinking Coors.
Yeah. You'll be proud to know, Rocks It Nation, that he's got a nice, I'll pretend like it's an expensive
Star.
glass
It's a
of
Lone
red
Star.
wine.
It's not. Don't believe
he
them.
is behind the glass.
Don't believe
the
them.
Dr. Dre of the podcast world.
Propaganda.
Producer to the stars.
Producer to the stars. Nothing's possible without him. Deezy.
DZ.
Yo.
Scott Dow 01.
It's not sunny. That's it. It's not sunny in Southern California without him.
Well, everybody, welcome to the Houston Rocks It podcast. We are so happy to have you here listening to our little Tim Pot radio station.
Does anybody believe in revenge wins? Because I can't imagine that everybody on that team wasn't aware of that, wasn't thinking about that opening loss to the Lakers.
First game of the season, the
pummeled
Lakers beat us. And honestly, they played out of their minds that night.
Yeah.
It was in Staples Center.
perfect.
They were amped up.
Perfect story.
It was Luke Walton's, homecoming, first game as coach. Like,
I tell you this, they
went off.
They could have brought 3 players to this game, and I think the Rockets still would have beat them by like
Oh,
1,000.
absolutely.
Like no mercy. We were ready to
it was
just
an
punish them.
incredible win, and we'll get into that later in the show. But we got a lot to talk about tonight.
We do.
Yeah.
We got games we've missed. We've got games coming up. We got the game tonight. We got some questions. We have a special segment about a little trip DZ and I went on. A little excursion.
Ooh, this is such a good
Where
story.
we met the Oracle.
We met the
This
Oracle.
is true. They went to the cave. Yeah.
And I can bend spoons.
I was
with my mind.
I was like spoons. I was like, come on, Scott.
They each left. Yeah, they each left more
Take a
powerful
cookie.
than they
You'll
arrived.
want a cookie.
Yeah. Coach, anything to say before we get into it?
Watch out for that vase.
Oh! All right, DZ. Why don't you drop us with some hot beats and let's get into the games we've missed since our last podcast.
Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me.
281-330-8004.
Hit Mike Jones up on the low, cause Mike Jones about to blow.
An actual Houston, just so you know, that's an actual Kroger's number. So if you're at Kroger's and you don't have a number to get the discount, that is an actual Kroger's number.
You get gas
Life
points for that.
pro
Yeah, you get gas
tips.
points for that.
You got life pro tips from.
I don't think
the
it's
boss
Mike.
B.
I don't think it's Mike
Life
Jones, but
hack.
You
That's
get
a life
yeah.
hack.
I call that number a lot in middle school.
And it's an easy Kroger number to remember if you're from Houston.
Oh, that song felt good. All right, so there have been 3 games besides the one tonight we're going to get into more detail about that we have missed. The first one, which I believe is the most important one, one of the best games I've seen.
God, yes.
For Rockets Nation, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, fellow Rockets fans, best game in over a year?
Well, since we hadn't beat them in over 2 years, yeah, it was easily one of the. It's the best.
Did
I've
we
seen.
beat them in the
We
playoffs?
beat them in
It
the
was-
playoffs, but
no,
not
no.
in the regular season.
Yeah, that's right. In the regular
Right,
season,
right,
it's been.
right, right.
I think we were.
It was
Regular
as-
season, but we beat
They
them
won
one
or
game.
8 or 10 in a row. They won 8 in a row.
It was
at home
it was
regular
probably like runner up to beating the Clippers in Game
It was
6.
incredible.
Or
Double-
Spurs on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic
Double overtime thriller in Oracle Arena.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not an easy place to play.
I just want to say, who called that 2 weeks ago?
Coach Coleman
shit.
did.
Who called that 2 weeks ago?
Coach called the win, and we got the win. We won 132 to 127. Double overtime. We snapped the Warriors' 12-game win streak. Ooh, in their own house. Who doesn't like that? We do.
Roracle ain't roaring no more.
Harden notched his 4th triple-double of the season with 29 points, 15 rebounds, and 13 assists. Guys, all of those numbers are more than 10.
Don't forget about my boy Flash Gordon. I'm trying to think of other nicknames to call him, but that's the only one that comes to mind.
E-God.
If you ever watched E-God, I like that.
Yeah,
I've seen that on Reddit.
James dropped that during the game
mine.
today.
That's not mine. I'll give full credit to Reddit. E-God.
Eric Gordon has been on a hot streak. The boy is tearing up the pine. He's leaving stadiums leveled. He dropped 23 points in that game off the bench. And that game, might I just say, we all watched. We all were on the edge of our seat. And the Rockets, we have this thing of rising to the occasion. Mm-hmm.
Amen.
We play up, we play down.
Yeah, we play up, we play down. We punch up when we're in the ring with a bigger opponent, and sometimes, we play down. But this time, I think the Rockets were in the driver's seat the entire game. That's a game to me that didn't need to go to overtime. It didn't need to go, but my God, how good it felt to win.
And to grind it out, I completely agree with what you're saying. It didn't need to go to overtime, but to go to 2 overtimes and to grind it out, that's where past Rockets teams would lose it. You know, we should have won. We lose. We go to overtime in regulation.
Would have lost the first overtime,
and then we lose the first overtime, or we push it to a second overtime and we lose the second overtime. No, we won.
Showed a lot of heart. Anderson was fantastic. Gordon was fantastic. And this road trip, the important thing to note is, I was thinking about this. In my opinion, Kerr is a good coach. He's a really good coach. He's been blessed. It's really tough to tell with some of these coaches who have been blessed with top 3 talent. I mean, it's just like Mike Brown. We all saw. Turns out he's not that good a coach. you give him LeBron, he'll rack up wins.
He's a good assistant coach.
You better believe it. He's a great one.
On the Warriors.
But the smartest thing Kerr ever did, in my opinion, I think it's pretty obvious, is put Draymond Green in the starting lineup. That was the smartest thing he did. That's what switched them and 180.
He didn't even do that. David Lee got injured, and so he had to start Draymond.
This is true. But he gets credit for that, and I will give him credit for that, for keeping him in there afterwards. The smartest thing that D'Antoni's ever done for me is putting Gordon. That bench, it's funny that we're going to talk about this Lakers game that happened tonight, because that opening game, our bench, was bottom of the barrel. Couldn't have been more embarrassing. Just hapless, helpless, awful, tough to watch. Putting Eric Gordon as our anchor on the bench with a green light and carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he wants was the absolute smartest thing D'Antoni's done yet. I love that green light.
And Ryan Anderson had 29 points with 5 threes. It's great.
And they didn't even go to him in the 2 overtimes, so
he barely played. And actually, that brings me to a great point: is Sammy D. Sam Decker.
Sammy Delight.
My man crush of the year. I love this guy, and I've liked him for the past 10, 15 games. But to see D'Antoni trust him in overtime, my man played both overtimes.
This is true. He gave a lot of guys running.
His
that game.
offensive rebound really led us to the win. I mean, that guy, Harden missed a 3. He grabbed the offensive rebound, created another shot for us. That really led us to the win. And the fact that our coach, D'Antoni, who, he's been a little bit conservative with Montrell and other, bench players, younger players, to trust Sam Decker, Double Decker, Sammy D, Sammy Delight,
Upper Decker
in that time, Triple Decker.
Triple Decker is great too.
To trust him, it made my heart feel good, and I'm so excited for him.
Way to pass the collection plate on that one, because you just brought up my next point. We've been talking about these dudes for the past 2 years, and Mikal in the first 12 games didn't give him the light. And our boy JB Bickerstaff, hey, he was wrongly let go. I wish he could have stayed in another position.
Wrongly let go?
No, the thing is,
he took a bullet for a lot of things that went wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
he took a bullet for about 12
He
years.
had to go.
A first-year interim coach to make the playoffs? No, you don't. Normally that's the guy that gets the job. But what I'm going to say is, that green light you're talking about, how big was Montrell in this game? If you talk about
huge.
somebody who came off the bench, played 25 minutes, and still got a double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds.
I will say this. You act like he's afraid to play, but Trez has been getting good minutes under D'Antoni. Now,
No,
KJ would be
mean-
like, I'm shocked to see him play. Even under D'Antoni's system, KJ's still a wild card. But Trez has been getting minutes.
But even to your point,
Trez been getting
Trez
great
is only
minutes.
getting minutes because Nene is injured
Exactly,
right now. And we were calling for
exactly.
I don't
Trez.
even know if he's injured. He's just sore. I mean, he's just an old person. He's just sore.
But we've been calling for him because
First
we
10
knew what he could do.
His hustle.
First 10 games of the season, Montrell was only playing when Nene was doing a back-to-back. Since then, and I completely agree, there has been some injury problems with Nene. Nothing serious, but just some soreness. He's played more, but he's proving to us and to the coach that he is worth being in the rotation.
DZ, what do you think of Trez? What have you been thinking from his performances?
I think he's super solid. He's rotating in nicely, behind Capella, and he's. I think he's doing really well.
What'd you think about that dunk? What'd you think about that dunk? You know what dunk I'm talking about? That dunk where he caught it.
He
shook him.
posterized.
He put him on a poster.
Well, which one?
In the
There were a couple.
Warriors game.
Okay, good. Yeah,
First
it was
quarter.
fantastic.
He
Because he had a great dunk tonight, too. That put, that put me over on my bet.
He did.
That got me the over.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing, Montrell, everyone can talk about the Rockets defense. That's our Achilles heel.
Here's the other
right?
thing. He'll hit a little jumper every now and
Yeah.
then.
He
I mean,
can hit that.
He hits like 2 or 3 a night, and it's surprising and it's nice.
But with a team that is lacking on defense, that really needs some kind of boost in that department, some guy who is full of energy, full of hustle, crashing boards, making it hard for anyone he's guarding.
Brewers hustle with half of Brewers' mistakes.
Yes.
I'll take that every day.
With a big body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
you
younger
can-
Brewer with
somebody
all
can go
Brewers
body
hustle, but
against
only
Yeah.
half of his
Draymond.
mistakes.
We need that.
All right,
We
let's
need
say
that.
some love for these players because they've done a lot in the last other games. But I do want to say something about the Warriors. The biggest thing about this game, we frustrated the shit out of them. We had Steph foul out. We had Draymond foul out because he thought he needed to put his leg up when he was already coming down. I don't understand his defense of his flail.
His jump kicks, no one understands how you have to jump kick to get a ball in the basket.
Can we take a very quick, minute to talk about that kick?
Yeah.
Oh my God, James Harden is 6'5". I've met him. I know. And,
I love that. This is going to be a regular thing.
And he kicked him in the face. That means his leg is 6'5" in the air. I mean, the guy can say whatever he wants in a post-press conference. He can say whatever he wants.
It was
to the
very
media.
passive aggressive. It
But,
was like,
I
I
mean-
love how the refs just know how my body's going to react
yeah.
in here.
Unnatural act. He brought up kinesthesia. I can't. I'm trying to think.
Kinesiology.
Do you know kinesiology, Draymond Green? Is there any other? You know what?
Do you have a degree in that?
I don't actually know the way your body's supposed to land or how you're supposed to go up for a dunk. But after 30 years of basketball watching, I do know that you're the only guy who jump kicks when he goes up for a fucking layup or a dunk. You're
But
the only guy who gets extra leverage out of it or
it's
some
never
momentum.
on the up. It's
Yeah,
never
down.
on.
It's on
in
the
air.
down.
Yeah,
It's on the down.
As if he has some secret pressure points
Is he
on his
flapping?
body.
Is he Da Vinci?
that,
Does he know something we don't? Does
Are
he have
you
wings?
a action figure that has a button to snap kick people? Because you do that shit all the
He's the
time.
only guy who does it.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
to
James
say
Harden will
he
flail,
wasn't
and
aware of
Russell
his
Westbrook will
surroundings.
flail. But this jump kick thing
But this
is
isn't
insane.
flops. Flops or flails are a different
For
thing.
me, yeah, you throw your arms around to get some contact. This is like
is
jump kick.
Throwing your leg out there, and we've all watched enough basketball to know. Yeah, sometimes your leg gets caught out. You flick it out. You didn't mean to. It
But
gets higher than you
unsolicited.
want. But
Man.
I'm a big soccer fan, and I watch a lot of Premier League football, and these guys' legs don't get as high as Draymond's do.
My sister was a gymnast for 20 years. I haven't seen moves like this.
I mean, it's high in the air, and you're
This
telling
is-
me he's not doing that.
my
to
sister
get,
doesn't kick like that on the beam.
This is all I want to say about to end this side segment.
Yeah.
I watched the game the other day. Draymond, he gets ripped by, I think they're playing
Yeah,
Timberwolves.
no, it was the Suns.
The Suns. He gets ripped from his hands.
Yep.
And somehow the action of the ball leaving his hands makes him kick his leg up 5 feet in the air and kick another player in the hand who is injured now because
Yeah,
Draymond Green
he can't
kicked
help
him
it.
in
He
the
tweeted
hands.
a photo of his hand, and I wish I could remember his name, but I don't. So get over it.
He legit
Might
can't
have
help
been
it.
Brandon Knight.
And he had a swollen hand because Draymond.
So,
Anyway,
yeah.
let's move on from Draymond.
We all think Draymond
I hate
is
Draymond.
insanely talented and a bitch to
I
beat.
don't hate Draymond. I will say that.
I do hate
Again,
Draymond.
I-
I respect his game,
do.
but I hate him.
James and I hate him.
I'm on record for 2 years as saying him and Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard are the best two-way players in the NBA,
No,
bar none. But
He's
a
good.
bitch. He's
I
becoming a
can
bigger
still
bitch
hate
every
him.
year.
I can still hate a good player.
We have a TV on right now with the Clippers game in the studio, and I'm just saying, he bitches nonstop. It's getting worse and worse. He needs to play with Chris Paul ASAP because they're going to be in heaven.
All right. Anything else to say about the Warriors game? I mean,
We beat them. They're
incredible
done. They
win
don't exist to us anymore.
on the road in Oracle Arena.
We have no competition.
It was unbelievable.
They're no
one of
longer-
my favorite games in, like I said, a year or so.
They're not even a rival.
All right, so let's move on to the Nuggets game.
We
so
own the Warriors.
Before we get into this game, let me just remind our fans and ourselves that we arrived in Denver at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Made it to the hotel at 5:30 after the double overtime win. And we lost time traveling to Denver. So we left San Francisco after a double overtime win, flew to Denver, checked into the hotel. They probably had a couple hours to chill.
Wait, what were we just
Went to
going?
shoot
Did
around.
we score a bunch of points in the
We
first quarter or
scored
something?
40 points in the first quarter.
Is that a lot?
This was a game that the league is like, oh, this is your schedule. You're going to lose this game.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody thought we
you
were.
know,
I think
it's
I-
a
did I call a
back-to-back.
loss?
Grantham called it for that reason. The
I
back-to-back
called a
come down
loss.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you played the Warriors in Oracle. You're going to Denver. It's a back-to-back. You're just going to lose this
As a
game.
gambler,
Like,
you usually fade them. I mean, there's great money, like 65, 70% of the time. It's like a Thursday night football game. 60-40, like 60% of the time the home team covers. You just bet against the team on the second night of a back-to-back, especially a double overtime, grueling 5 a.m. entrance.
and especially going from San Francisco to Denver.
To score 42 points in the first
That's
quarter
a
is insane.
3-hour flight. Anyway,
They
so
look phenomenal.
we won that game 128 to 110. It was a great game. I gotta say, we were a little sloppy on the defense in that
Yeah,
game.
it was sloppy.
You know, and like, how can I blame the team for that because of the circumstances they were dealing with? But we won. Eric Gordon and Ryan Anderson both had 18 points. Sammy D was 17.
Sammy Delight with 17 points. The boy drives. The boy dribbles. The boy dishes. The boy tries to get calls. He never gets calls, which is amazing to me because he's always driving into the lane to finish, or he's always driving to like dish. He shoots the three. Like, Sam Decker wants to be whatever the Rockets need, and that's what I love about him. He's a Swiss Army knife.
I will tell you this, and I'm with you. You've made me love Sam Decker, and we were all on Sam Decker alert this year. Ready to see him healthy. But man, this kid, and he will. Here's the thing: he'll make mistakes. He'll make some really stupid, rookie, Brewer-esque mistakes. But then he comes in with this awesome layup, or he will chase his basket so ferociously, his missed bucket, and put it back up in like, against three guys. Or he'll make the most insane three or a beautiful pass. Decker is winning me over, man. For every mistake he makes, he goes out of his way to make two good plays. I couldn't love him more for understanding, and I love our whole team for embracing the fact that, hey, we're going to give him minutes. We want to give him minutes. That's all we all wanted to see from our teams. That these young guys, let's these guys play during the season, so when the playoffs come, we got some depth.
And who thought we had this kind of weapon? Like, like no one really saw this coming.
I didn't know he could penetrate.
Maybe
like this.
besides Daryl Morey.
Daryl Morey, yeah, he drafted him in
You
the
know,
first round last
Credit
year.
to him. And he had that back injury last year. But B. Ross, I completely echo what you said.
He'll make some dumb mistakes, but
And as you know, anyone who wants to see someone succeed or anyone who wants to succeed, you're allowed to make mistakes as long as you learn from them, and as long as you don't let your mistakes cripple you. And Sam Decker is a perfect example of someone who, yes, he might make a couple mistakes, but he doesn't let it get in his head. He has very short-term memory with that, and he powers through and makes up for
and
it.
the team encourages him to do it too.
Not
which
to,
I love.
not to go too crazy on Sam Decker, but like, you know, he was at Wisconsin. He was on that Final Four team 2 years in a row. He had a lot of other stars around him. He played under Frank Kaminsky, who was the shining bright light of Wisconsin for 4 years. Like, the thing about Sam Decker is he understands team. Like you say, he's the
Yes.
most active on social media on the Rockets.
I love his
He
Twitter.
puts up some good videos, man.
Yeah, he's there for us. He wants to be the best part of the Rockets. He wants the fans to like him. And I don't know what his future could be, but I see him playing this role and eventually becoming more. And the thing is, he's going to get better.
Can I say something to you guys right now?
His ceiling looks. I can't even see his ceiling from here.
Can
It's pretty high.
I pose a question?
Yeah.
Could you see Sam Decker solidifying a place in our starting lineup
Yeah, for sure.
before the end of the regular season?
No,
I could.
not this year.
Well,
because of his defense.
but do
Only
you-
because I love Ryan Anderson, but and he's a great rebounder, but his defense is, it's very lackluster in my opinion. There's a lot more to be desired besides rebounds.
He's a bit slower.
But see,
Sam Decker's not a lockdown defender at all. Not by any.
He's
not even.
not a
good
bad
defender.
defender, man.
He's
He's
a
a
good
pretty
defender.
good defender.
I love it. The same people would like, but he's not a lockdown defender.
I
I'm
see
not trying
Sam
to give
Decker as the Trevor Ariza of our second string. I see him to come
Boom.
in with Eric
I'm
Gordon
there.
with the hustle, with the scoring,
the scoring
with
and the defending. A little
And
bit.
by
of
the
everything.
way,
You fill out a box score.
Decker's
I
shooting
agree.
40% from downtown.
That's my number.
By
You know,
the way.
40% is my number.
And I know Ryan Anderson's
Who
a
else
better
is shooting 40% from downtown?
right now in the season.
Anderson and Gordon. And
Gordon, Anderson, and I think
maybe
Ariza.
Harden?
Did
And-
did
no,
you say
Bev-
Beverly?
I think Beverly, but he hasn't shot as many. But you're absolutely right. But all I'm saying is,
It's not a bad question. It's
look,
fantastic.
with Anderson, we know he's probably the best three-point shooter on our team. But with what Decker brings defensively and hustle-wise, and he can
his
shoot that
energy
three,
and his youth.
I'm just
and his
saying,
length.
come April, I don't know.
No, I see.
I
see-
don't know.
I see it as a like a
There's no
Lakers
need to for
situation.
me. There's no need to.
You
for
give
me.
him more minutes, but you give him off the bench.
That's it.
True,
that's why
true,
the Lakers.
true,
that's why
true.
they had the top scoring bench and I think that's a smart play too. And I love it. Like, but that's where he is perfect right now. That's where we need him.
And this is
That's where we need him right now. Is off the bench with Gordon. The two of them together have so much hustle.
This is the microeconomics.
Yeah.
This is the
Macro,
chemistry.
big picture, small
This
picture,
is
yeah,
the
macro,
chemistry
micro.
within the chemistry.
Yeah.
The second unit.
Don't fuck with that second unit right now.
I
'cause
hear
it
that.
is
Let's
not,
rolling.
yeah.
And
Which I do have to put this out there real quick. On that road trip, that bench scored 44 points a game. Thank you, Decker. Thank you, Brewer. And thank you, Gordon, especially Gordon. 44 points a game from your bench. And if just Anderson and Harden and Capella are kind of having good games, you're going to win a lot of games.
I mean, I think to me the biggest difference between this season and last season, besides chemistry, is our bench. I mean, last season,
I was
as soon
just
as
thinking that.
as soon as the bench entered the game, we were going to go down by at least 10 points.
Yeah.
And
And I don't think-
now, not only can our bench hold the lead or hold the game, our bench can extend the lead.
Yeah.
also, this is a little segue into our next game. Trevor Ariza went down with those back spasms.
So let's move to that next game. Great
It
point.
was very
Coach.
scary. Very scary.
It looked bad, too, to be honest. We were watching that game. It looked...
In the third
he stayed
quarter,
there
he
for
went
a
out.
minute. He stayed down
Was
for a
it back
minute.
spasms or his ankle?
It was back spasms.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then,
what was the game where he walked off the court with it because of his ankle? Wasn't that one of these games?
I think it was back. It was definitely the one we saw where he went down. But I think it was back and not.
It was a back spasm, and
Okay.
then we went to the Celtics, and we barely won this game.
That was a scary game.
but it was a great game. I mean,
It was a great game, but
yeah. I mean, honestly, they should have won it. They had an opportunity to win it.
Definitely
they
had an
shouldn't have
opportunity.
won it. I think we were the better team, but we won 107-106. Harden scored 13 of his 37 points in the fourth. And he really turned on the fourth. And, yeah, DZ, what do you think about that game?
I think we've said before, basketball is a game of runs, and I think never has that been illustrated better. I mean, this was an exemplary game of how it's a game of runs. It was back and forth, and we were down in the fourth, and we came back, and then it was just neck and neck and neck and neck. It's like you watch those line graphs
Yes.
on scoring, and then you see it. One team's down, one team's up, the other team's down, the other team's up, and then they both get neck and neck, and it goes all the way to the end. And
Can I tell
thank
you?
God Horford
Miss that.
Miffed that.
Can I tell you? I have a regret.
Tell me.
Is that we can't see Boston in the playoffs because that series would be so fun. That would be like Jazz Rockets good. It would just be we're such a good matchup. Their bigs, our bigs. They're small. They can play fast. They can play slow. They're half court versus our full court. Are real quick, and they like to slow it
I'm
down
very
a bit.
jealous of the Celtics, only in the fact that they have this team, and guess what? They've got both of Brooklyn's picks.
And they're
and
super
and
young.
they have a pick of their own, I believe. So these guys are looking dirty. And honestly, in my opinion, the number one destination for DeMarcus Cousins.
That would kill
I
me.
think so.
God, that would kill
I
me.
think that's where he's going, or Blake Griffin. But let's see. Horford at 21, sure. Thomas 20. He missed his the layup in with basically end of the game
God, he had a
layup to
good
win
look at
the
it.
game.
And God, he had a good look at it too.
And like Coach said, Trevor Ariza started despite having his back spasms, and he ended up with 15 points and 8 rebounds. And the last thing I'll say about this game, and a friend of the podcast, Rob McQueen, who is such a great guy.
He's consistent.
So he's been hitting us on Facebook, and I will have to apologize. I am in charge of the Facebook account because none of these motherfuckers...
It's kind of loose. It's kind of loose. You and
None of these
Coach
motherfuckers are on Facebook,
No.
so it's like basically just me.
Right. No
just
social.
like,
Yeah.
We're off the
checking
grid.
every 3 days, but Rob's always hitting us up with amazing points and about amazing games. And he made the great point that, like, did you guys not see Isaiah Thomas pulling
I missed that,
Montrell
and I missed
down
that.
on that last play?
I missed it as well. I just think,
I saw
Dude,
Montrez throw his shot. I saw Montrez block
No.
the shit out of that shot.
I didn't think it was
I
egregious.
saw
I just
it.
didn't think it was egregious. To me, it wasn't egregious.
When Horford went up for his final 2-pointer, the layup that he missed, Isaiah Thomas pulled him down. And, like, they're not going to call a foul.
Well, no.
There was contact.
That's the only reason the lane was open, because
Yeah.
Trez was set up there.
Dude, Trez was pulled to the ground. And thank God they missed, or he missed, but if he hadn't, maybe that would have been a different story. But anyway, enough of that about that. But shout out, Rob. We love you. Thank you for the support.
He's the man, and the Celtics was a big win, man. That was
and
a
it was
really
a
big
huge win.
It
1
was.
point
This
win.
is, to me, I think the East is fraud alert, and I'm never afraid to say it. Fraud alert. The East is full of frauds. Again, Raptors. I'm not even worried about the Hawks. Name your favorite, but the Celtics are real because they're young, they're scrappy, they're well coached. They've got good players, not like Lakers where it's like future potential. These guys can play now.
No, and
even fat ass
you-
Jared Solinger looks good. When he plays.
no. The thing is, he hasn't played in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm saying, but
he got
even
injured.
when he plays, like he looks great, and he's
that's
like 60
exactly the
pounds
next
overweight.
point. Watch out for when he comes back, because they're missing a power forward. That's the only thing the Celtics have been missing, and they signed. Well, no, he's playing for the Raptors now. That's who Jared.
Did they lose
Solinger
him?
Is. Yeah, he's on the Raptors.
God dang!
So
well,
they're
shit.
still missing a power forward.
Celtics
down
are
there.
that good. Damn.
Well, anyway, let's move on, DD, to tonight's game. So if you can hit me with a beat, hit me with something special. Let's move on to the SmackDown. The Wednesday night SmackDown against the Lakers.
What's up, Power Wow, Chameleon? Let these boys break y'all off a little something, man. Hold up. You might catch a nigga in back of the club with a big old stack of them dubs. I'm acting a thug, I'm gold grinning and flashing my slugs. I got all of the dice at the bar, ordering twice, but every drink is hot. Why? Cause I'm wearing all of the ice. I'm a baller for life, so let's take a baller's advice and stop baller blocking try. Put them things all in your life. Nigga, I'm larger than life, but I'm snatching all of your hype. I'm also snatching your money when I'm calling them dice. Lose every
right,
time
all
you
right,
got it.
Oh, that was dirty, DZ. That was dirty.
I got a lot of our history. Everybody gets to know us real well over this podcast and our history. I went to Oklahoma, but Oklahoma City just hates the Rockets, despises.
Oh.
They consider us one of their biggest.
Especially with Beverly,
They
Harden.
despise Beverly. They blame Beverly for breaking, Westbrook's leg. And they hate us, and I love this. But my favorite thing is they just shit on us so hard. And I have a friend who was always he just makes fun of Houston rap. I will always love Houston rap. It's slow. It's made for driving. It's just high school to me. It's smoking a cigarette out of the car or a Swisher or a Philly or whatever I have in the car at the time, a Black and Mild, anything. I love Houston rap. I would just say that. It's just brought me back to all these guys who talk
How
shit.
are you from Oklahoma?
Your rap
ma-
scene
messing
sucks.
about Houston rap.
Your rap
Oh yeah,
scene
Oklahoma
sucks.
rap.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
That's what I'm
Never
saying.
heard of
Talk
it.
Shit, like what do you got nothing. So
We're
But,
international, and that was a sick beat, DZ.
Coach, what do
Thank
you
you
have
for
for us?
that.
All my children gather round. It's that time of the night when the twilight shines bright. The moon comes up and the dresses come down.
Oh, yeah.
And we just slide into that comfort zone. That zone over there in the corner.
the booth.
Whose corner is it?
Oh, it's DZ's corner.
DZ's corner.
I mean, I don't have anything for DD's corner tonight.
Well, we put you on the spot, so keep going. You got about 1 minute to kill. I'm looking at the clock.
Well, let's see.
Can you talk about the game tonight, the Lakers?
You watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a blowout from start to finish, in my opinion. I mean,
Fact, yeah.
fact. It was good. I mean, our team looks fucking solid. It looks so solid. It looks so solid.
Favorite players tonight?
I mean, I can't stop thinking about that Decker baseline reverse.
Layup. Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Other side of the basket.
That was. Oh god, that was pretty.
And Gordon in the first half was insane.
Yeah.
He had 8. He was 8 of 12 from downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was on fire.
8 threes, and we were talking today about the record Curry holds, which is 13. And I feel like this season, I mean, a Rocket could easily do that.
This is a question we debated.
Not easily, but it's in the neighborhood.
We're chunking up enough of
To
them.
be honest, I would say not easily, but easily. I mean, we're chunking out 50 3-pointers a game. Like, 13 is not insane.
13. If you take 30, if Eric Gordon takes 30, if Ryan Anderson takes 30, if James Harden takes
There's your
30,
number. Then you're at 60, and just one of them has to make 13. So let's go around the real straw poll real quick. Do you think that someone this season, and this is the team, we have like 4 different guys who can shoot 40% if they want to. Could one of our Rockets players break the 13 3-pointers in a game this season?
Gordon had 8 tonight.
And he's off the bench.
I would say
I honestly think it's gonna be Anderson.
I
I
would
love
say-
Gordon. I'll never sell him short. But for me, it's gonna be Anderson if he does it. Because Harden just is not an amazing 3-point shooter. He's good.
I
We
don't
forget
see
that about the
Harden
whole
doing
world.
it, although I think he can do it. I just don't see him doing it.
He would have to take a lot of shots.
I would see. I could see Gordon or Anderson doing.
Those are the
I
only
could
two
see
I think would
Anderson
do
doing
it.
it.
the only
'Cause
way you could do it is off the dish. That's how Steph did it.
Yeah.
Steph does it coming off curls.
That's
on
how.
the wing.
That's how
off the
Thompson
ball.
did.
It's
Yeah.
off the ball. Yeah, you're standing there waiting for it.
I mean,
Spot up shooter.
and also Anderson looks so confident from like 2 to 3 feet behind the line.
They both love to take
I mean,
those long
and
threes.
Anderson doesn't care where he is. He'll hit it.
So you think they could do it this way? You think a Rocket player could do it this year?
I
this season?
think
13
what-
3-pointers.
what are my odds?
We could tie it. Let's just say tie it. Not even necessarily beat it at 14. Just tie it at 13.
I think there's a good chance. Yes.
Because we don't stop dishing, and we play fast. And there's no limit. If someone's hot, we're going to feed the hot hand every time.
I'll put it this way: if it's a bet, if you had a bet and you saw it, and the over/under was 13 for the rest of the season, my bet is that we could maybe push that shit. Yeah, maybe we can get to 13.
I think you can push. Yeah, I'm with you. I lean towards push. I think we tie it. I think there could be a game where you're 12 and we're all rooting for it, and you get that final, like Harden when he went for 50, whatever, and his last shot was from the corner, well defended last year or the year before. Yeah, I think we could get
You know what?
13.
I
We
bet
push
if it happened, it would be someone like Patrick Beverly or Corey Brewer.
just
Somebody
to throw us
you
for a
didn't
loop, it would be Brewer. It would be Brewer. He'd miss 3 layups and he'd make nothing but 3-pointers.
Well, just to kind of wrap up this game tonight, I mean, it was a blowout. We watched it. It was great. Harden didn't even play the fourth quarter. We were up by 12 in the third, and then we went on a 22-6 run. I mean, Gordon played amazing.
You said it in the premise that we do before the podcast. You put Gordon's 7th straight game with at least 4 3-pointers, which is a franchise record. Dude came in 2 months ago and already set a franchise record.
Yeah,
Hell, I think what did we score in the first quarter? 43.
40 something.
Wasn't that like a new Rockets like
43.
personal best?
Season high.
It was
Yeah.
season high.
It was a season
Season
high,
high?
and also we had 67 at half, and we've scored at least 60 points in the first half in 5 of our last 7 games.
Yeah.
That's how you get to 8-2.
That's
right
Mike D'Antoni, man. That's Mike D'Antoni written all over
Zero
it.
fucks given.
I mean, I don't know what else to say about this game.
There
It was a
wasn't
blowout.
much. And honestly, this was
Yeah,
a
I
beat
mean-
up. And I hate them. I hate
Exactly.
the Lakers. We live out here, so we're around. It's easier to like them now. I never thought I'd say it's becoming tougher to hate the Lakers. Because it's tough to hate on Julius Randle, and it's really
I
tough to
love
hate
Julius Randle.
on Jordan Clarkson, and it's really tough to hate on Lou Williams.
Brandon Ingram.
And it's really tough to hate. I
Swaggy
love Brandon
P.
Ingram. And Swaggy P is the most hateable
He
guy.
suffered enough.
easily.
It's easy to hate on him.
He-
But it's just too easy
suffered
now.
enough.
Yeah, it's almost too easy.
And yeah, they're missing
but
Swaggy P, they're missing D'Angelo Russell, they're missing Julius Randle, they're missing fucking
Larry Nance just barely came
Jose
back.
Calderon.
Calderon's out.
They're missing from
So-
the top down, they're missing 3 starters and 2 bench players.
And
Like,
this was their 3rd or 4th game on their road trip. So this is like, it was an easy win. We deserved it. You have to. It's one of those, like Coach always says, you should have won. You had to win.
Yeah.
You needed to win. You won it. All right. So
So
good.
should we move on from this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, DZ, let's move on to a new segment that me and you were a strong part about.
I'm ready for this.
DZ and J Lay go on
the
the road.
The tour.
The tour bus, baby.
Y'all know what this is.
When I'm on that beat, I'm a beast. I ain't never came weak. Got a mouth full of diamonds, you can hardly hear me speak. Especially when it sound like this.
It's the H-Time, baby, and you know what it is.
I'm throw.
Got styrofoam cup full of bars.
I'm throw.
4 deep in my old school car.
I'm throw.
Choke Cali while I'm banging the screw. It's the Iceman, baby, and you know what it is.
You know what it do.
One of the greatest things about this podcast, and one day we will have a camera. One day we'll have that audience, and we'll have a camera in here to record.
Are we gonna Facebook Live, James?
Yeah,
Because
we can
Are we gonna
Facebook
Facebook
Live.
Live?
We can
Because
Facebook Live.
I will say every time one
Are
of
we
those,
gonna join the masses?
Every time DZ drops one of those beats, just so, like if you were just thinking, "Oh my God, I haven't heard that," it'd be like, "Damn, is that a classic? Is that Slim Thugs that come in? Is that Flip? Is that Jones? Is that?" We are dancing just as hard in the studio, and one day I hope everybody gets to see it because it just pops off on all those intermissions.
It'll happen. It'll happen. So this segment is a recon mission that DZ and I took.
Full credit to James, the man J-Lay, for hitting us up 5 hours before this happened.
So basically what happened was this weekend, Harden, who is not a big tweeter, who barely ever talks or tweets on Twitter.
Is that true? Is he not big on social media?
No,
In all honesty,
Snapchats a little bit.
he Snapchats decently.
And he's definitely got PR
But
people.
Twitter's controlled by a company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he...
The Natalies of the world.
Gotcha.
He basically posts something. So we win... Wait, let's roll it back.
Yep.
We won what?
Denver.
We won in Denver on... Was that a Friday? Yeah, it was a Friday. We won in Denver on Friday after a back-to-back in Golden State. And then we see a tweet on Saturday like, it's James Harden's shoe launch. I'm going to be in Santa Monica.
At Adidas.
At the Adidas store on a Saturday, which is the day after he was in Denver. So he
Middle of the
obviously
afternoon.
flew to LA, which you know where Harden's from. He's from LA. And by the way, just for any of our new listeners, I just want to give everyone a preface. Is like, so we all are from Houston. We all met in Houston. Well, actually, we didn't all meet in Houston. Few of us met in Houston, but we all live now in LA, and we all basically reconnected through the Rockets. And we used to go watch Rockets games together all the time. And we would meet up every game and watch the game and kind of build this banter. And we thought, hey, this would be a fun idea. So we started this podcast. So we're all Houston boys. So we see Harden's in LA. And we're like, man, there's not going to be that, there might be people there. But, like, if Harden's in LA, like,
This is
we
our
got to
best
go.
chance, yeah.
We
We'll
got
stand
to
in
go.
line. You got
I mean, if this was in
You have to do
Houston,
it.
if this was in Houston right now, there would be thousands of people there.
Yeah.
It would be ridiculous. So DZ and I are texting. I think Coach and B. Ross were
I had
working.
work, and he was. I think he was auditioning or something. He had you had something going, right?
I was getting hair.
Yeah,
Oh, he's got a haircut. I
That's
forgot
right. You're in the
about
chair.
that.
You're in the
Because
chair.
I thought we were gonna go downtown, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's close. I
to
can make it over."
To be fair, yeah. Originally, Harden's team tweeted a flyer that was the Adidas store downtown LA, and then he himself, quote unquote, tweeted Santa Monica. So on the
was
group
confusion.
text,
There
it
was
was confusion, but ultimately we figured, all right, well, this is the most recent. So James and I hopped in James's car and we motored on
Which
down.
is a Ferrari.
Sir.
we
Rocket
hopped
Red.
in the Rari.
And we went down to Santa Monica to the Adidas store. It was his shoe launch
It was.
for his new Adidas shoe. And basically, he was there. He spoke a little bit with this like weird YouTube guy who was like this weird like
Kevin Hart wannabe, I guess.
yeah interviewer. And so how do we want to do this?
Yeah, I
DZ,
mean,
you take us
so
through this.
basically, I ran video, and we're gonna. By the time you're listening to this, this will be posted on Houston Rockets Instagram. We're gonna have it on Twitter. We'll have it on the Reddit. We'll have it everywhere. But we cut together a little video, which we're gonna post for social media, with J-Lay doing sort of a man on the street. So So yeah, we were witnesses. We were witnesses to the event. We wanted to just make ourselves open
To the greatness.
to an opportunity to say something with Harden, to be with Harden. And yeah, sure enough, after the initial thing with Adidas, he was in a vestibule signing autographs. It kind of looked like he didn't really want to be about the autographs, and that's when James hit up this clutch corner of the vestibule and where nobody was, and you caught his attention.
Yeah.
And you basically you got, I have the audio. Here's the thing. I'll own this. I fucked up, okay? Which is ironic because I run the audio here for the podcast.
DZ never fucks up here.
But it was, I will say it was a lot happening in a little bit of time. And it was my first time working with this new camera, and I was thinking about a lot of things.
Well, and to be fair, like, it was me with the mic, and DZ had the audio, the video. He was running the entire show. I mean, this guy had everything on him, like rigged to his body.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And here's the thing, guys, I fucked up, and I wasn't recording on the audio. So when you watch the Instagram video, you see James talking to James, okay, and it's perfect. And in my mind, when I was filming it, I had headphones on. I was like, this sounds amazing. I can't believe we're doing this. This is exactly what we wanted. And James said, you're listening to Houston Rocks It podcast. Tune in. And I was like, yeah, we got it. And James was like, we did it. He was like, let's listen to it. And then I looked at my recorder, and I hadn't pressed record. And that's when I fell through the earth into lava.
You guys have already heard it. You've already listened to
So-
the greatness. And when I found out that this happened, when I watched the video, when I read the text group that said this actually happened, I pulled over. I could not believe it. And I hope you guys get a chance to watch the video.
Please check out the video. So just for shits and giggles, just because we have it and why not, and we already played it at the top of the program, I'm going to play for you the minute and a half of James talking to Harden, and then sort of James's like elation and like his funny like aside to camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a minute and a half with Harden, but it was
Yeah.
about 8 seconds with Harden. Maybe 20 seconds with Harden, but it's our little night at the Adidas store in Santa Monica.
Okay, so I'll play that now, and I'm going to begin it since it's just the audio. I'm just gonna begin it like right at like the Harden part.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so here it is.
Hi, I'm James Harden. Listen to Houston Rocks It podcast. Tune in.
Thanks so much, man. I can't wait for that meeting Houston. I love you, man.
James Harden.
You did it. Yo, we just got James Harden to just give a shout out to the Houston Rocks It podcast. That's the kind of fan love we got. James Harden, man. Best player on the Rockets right here. Bringing the championship to Houston. We love you, James. We love James Harden. Holy shit, that was awesome. Houston Rocks It, baby. Houston Rocks It, baby.
So that was the audio. So basically, we went to this shoe launch. He did his little spiel with this like weird like MC, and then afterwards he was kind of like standing around. He had this kind of like barricaded off area, and it was kind of weird. And I just yelled at him. I was like, James, like, man, we do a podcast. Like, we're huge fans of yours. Would you mind saying this is James Harden and you're listening to the Houston Rocks It podcast? And he looked a little uncomfortable, like he didn't want to be there, but he was super cool, and he came over and he said it.
Yeah.
He said it into the mic. Oh, sorry, into the camera, and the mic and the mic
True
at the
that.
time. And honestly, looking back on it, I wish I wasn't so much of a fanboy. Like, I wish I could have been a lot more cool and calm and collected, and like, there was a few questions in my mind besides like plugging our podcast. Like, I kind of wish I'd been like, hey man, what do you think is your signature move? Or like, what are your expectations? Like, I had all these like journalistic questions in
What's
my
the deal
mind.
with Demo?
But you know, if that was any other player on any other team, you would have been like fucking
But man-
Matt Lauer.
It was just so surreal.
When he walked
It
up
was-
to me,
we
and,
couldn't
like,
believe how much access we had to him.
When he walked up, he was literally like right in front of me. He was interested in what I was saying, and he had the time of day to talk to me. I went full fanboy, and like I could barely even talk.
It's
and
James Harden saying, "I'm James Harden. This is the Houston Rockets podcast. Tune in."
Yeah.
Motherfucker said tune in. I'm sorry, I don't curse that much on the podcast, but like it's one of those.
It was sick.
It was so cool. It was a great experience.
Yeah, it was
and,
so fun.
Please check out the video. If you see the video, you're gonna.
And he seemed like a really chill dude.
He did.
He was very low key. He spoke very eloquently in his little like Q&A thing before we got to speak to him. But like, I mean, the guy seems like and something that he said that while we were there and he was talking is like the guy was like, "Can you speak a little bit to the young people here about like talent versus hard work?" And he literally said, "You know, I never thought I had too much talent. I just always worked hard."
Yeah, he said, I didn't think I was that talented,
and,
which was kind of interesting.
And he even said...
That's true. People have been calling him doughy for fucking ever.
Exactly.
I always thought the guy was...
And he said, like, I just worked hard. And he said, you know, which made me, like, almost cry as a Rockets fan. He said, and I quote, "I could just settle being who I am right now. And I could just settle doing what I do and I'd be fine. But, like, I want to be good. I want to be great." And he literally said, "I want to be one of the best players to ever play the game."
He did.
And
fuck if we
when
didn't want
he
to hear
said that, look, as a
so
franchise
nice.
player, as the star of your team, to hear, we all know a lot of them think this and believe this, but to hear someone say, like, "I'm not done. Like, I'm not settling." Harden right now could not practice for another 6 years and still have a starting spot on our team.
Just turned 27.
But to say, "I want to be one of the best players. I'm not done. I want to be one of the best players who's ever played," regardless of if he makes that quota or not, that drive, that determination, I mean, that means everything to a fan.
Yeah. So, guys, check out J-Lay meets James Harden.
Got to see the video.
James meets James.
Got to
James
see the
meets
video.
James.
J on J.
It was a surreal experience. I'll never
JJ.
forget it.
That's a JJ.
It was like meeting it felt like meeting a superhero, I gotta say. And also, I made his Instagram.
Oh, yeah. If you happen to have been checking out James Harden's Instagram over the weekend, the second part of his story was someone who was controlling his phone had got James in the last part of our
Look for the beard. Look for the
thing
beard.
that we had just
We've
talked
got our
about,
own
yeah.
beard.
It was basically, it was a cool part. It was a part where you said, "We can't wait for you to bring that ring to Houston, man. We love you."
Yeah. That was literally all I said.
And they kept
ring.
it. They kept it
Yeah.
on James's Instagram story. So that was equally cool.
One last thing. I'm going to tell you, this is a crazy thing to say, but it's not that crazy. He's going to take this city from Hakeem Olajuwon, and that's saying a lot.
Oh,
And
wow.
I lived at the Summit. I lived at the Summit on fucking business
Compact
tickets.
Center, baby.
Wow.
That's it. He's going to take this city from Hakeem Olajuwon.
59. Shout
He's
out.
going to take it from JJ Watt.
Wesleyan.
He's going to run.
Wesleyan.
He's going to run Houston.
Well, let's move on from our little fanboy moment to what the Rockets have coming up next. All right, we got some games coming up, and we're going to make some predictions. So, DZ, can you hit me with some beats to get into the next segment?
I'm tight. I break the mics in half. You dropped 3 hours, my nigga, you made me laugh. I'ma show you what it is to be a lyrical nigga. Southside still holding, I can flow with jigger. I got skills to pay the bills. The only reason I rap is get me some meals, fuck a record deal. Nigga, I'ma stay independent. You can't see my diamonds cause my window tinted. Oh. Young G swing fold. Pimpin' bitches, pimpin'
Oh,
Easy. Where did you go? What basement did you
We're
rob?
deep in the
That's all
archives
I
now.
need.
We are
Archives.
deep. We are
Tell you,
deep.
looking ahead is a good one. This is a winnable schedule, boys. We have been on the road for what feels like a trillion games.
well,
Have we played a
I'll
home
tell
game?
you, it's been 14 out of 20 games
Yeah.
we've been on the road.
Woo.
And let's
And we're
just give
well
a little,
over 500 on the road, which
We
is
are.
amazing.
Let's give a little recap of our last predictions. So I believe Coach Grantham Coleman was the only man who predicted a win against the Warriors.
Yeah.
I was brave.
Which we all bow down to. I went 3-1 because I predicted a loss to the Warriors, but I predicted all wins, I believe.
No. You had a loss to the Warriors. You had a loss to the Celtics.
Oh shit!
Got him. We got him.
You're sitting on 2-2. I'm sitting on 2-2. Scott had lost to Golden State and wins.
Ah,
on out.
easy.
Scotty's sitting on 3-1. Grantham had the Golden State win, the only one, and then he called logically the come down game against Denver a loss. So he's sitting on 3-1. So him and Scott led this week.
All
at
right.
3-1.
I feel like you
and I
and
are-
me
you and I
are.
are
We've been
2-2.
sticking together
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Well, I go first, so you've been sticking with me. I go first
Alright.
in the predictions.
All right, well, let's look at the games we had coming up. So we got Friday against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
This should be such a good
They
game.
beat us in our first game. Am I lying? Was that in Oklahoma too? I feel like that last
we went
game
up
was.
to Oklahoma. We went up to Oklahoma, then we
Yeah.
came back down. Yeah, we played the
So-
Spurs at Houston.
I
after we
remember
played
that.
on
And
the
we went
road,
up to
then we went
Oklahoma. So this is our second road trip to Oklahoma, which I don't understand, but that's for the NBA to sort out. And I will definitely say a win. I think Harden played some hero ball that last game. We're on a 4-game winning streak, by the
What?
way. Our biggest. Oh, so this is something I wanted to bring up before we get into. Actually, let's go around and say our predictions. So Coach Grantham Coleman, what do you think of that win?
I'm
Don't
not
say
gonna
it.
knock it.
Don't
I'm gonna
say
say
it.
win.
Yay!
I'm not gonna knock it. The thing is, we play the Thunder well. Last time we lost that game, if I remember, we lost the game up in OKC.
Yes.
But this time we're firing on a lot of cylinders. We're getting a lot of good bench play from Eric Gordon. And why say loss right now? Let's say win. Let's say
win. B. Ross, the boss. What do you think about the Thunder game?
I'm not fucking with this Magic. This team's playing so well. We have too many shooters. Their bench is not great. And if our bench can score 44 on the road on a 5-game road trip, our bench is everything. Their bench is hurting them. I'll say win too. Absolutely.
DZ?
I'm scared because of how many wins I want to call.
Oh.
Don't be scared.
Join the dark
You
side.
get mine and I don't get
Join
yours.
the optimist side, man.
I'm gonna join the optimist side. I'm gonna say a win.
Do we all say all
wins?
Wow.
And can I just say a little stat I want to throw y'all away? The Rockets are 15-7. Last season, we didn't have 15 wins until January 24th.
Oh my god.
Okay? We didn't get 16 wins until February.
Wow.
So that's just a little glimpse into these past 2 years.
Last season was tough.
And I got to say, and I think B. Ross said it too, it's all about our bench. Last season, our bench was trash.
Atrocious.
And this season, I don't know where we are in the NBA rankings, but we got one of the best benches in the league. 6th man of the year, Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go on to the next game we have, which is back home. So we've had a lot of road games. We're coming back home for a lot
And
of
we
games.
play the enemy.
We play the Dallas Mavericks in Houston.
Yeah.
I don't even know what their record is.
Fuck them, it doesn't matter. It's like
I
3
know they
wins.
had 3 wins last week. I doubt if they have.
They got
a
blown out
win.
tonight or last night. So let's say maybe 4.
I say win, no doubt.
Win, no commentary with it. It's just a win.
Win against the Hackricks.
Win against those Dallas pussies.
All right, so we got 4 wins again. Monday. And this will lead into our next segment with the Nets. But we're playing the Nets on Monday in Houston. A team that maybe is trying to sign a player that we maybe have the rights to. I say the Nets are a clusterfuck. We win.
We gotta win. Like B. Ross, the boss, told you that. I like to say, you gotta win the games you're supposed to win. That's what means you're a good team in the NBA and any professional circuit. If you can win the games you're supposed to win, that's what winners do. Win.
There's only one way to impress Charles Barkley. Win the games you're supposed to win. It's a win for me too.
The dub.
DZ says win.
Guys,
And then
we are at a solid
3-0.
3 wins.
I don't
Every
think
single
we've
person
ever
here.
all agreed.
It will never happen again outside of these 4
honestly,
games.
it may happen for this last game, which is Wednesday versus the Kings in Houston again. So we got 3 games in Houston. I love Boogie Cousins, but that's a win for me.
This one comes with a little bit of commentary. The Kings have had an up and down year. Boogie is playing great. The rest of the team is trying. You have Matt Barnes getting caught up in a lawsuit because he apparently may or may not have choked somebody in New York.
Oh, he choked somebody. I don't have to see the footage. Matt Barnes choked somebody.
This is a team we should have been against, but this is a dangerous team. I'm still going to say win, but it's going to be 7 points. I'm going to points on it.
I'm going to say win. I think
I noted that 7 points. Now you're playing my game. Now you're playing the spread.
Is that next level?
Now it's easy to pick wins.
Does he lose if he doesn't get a spread?
For sure. It's easy to pick wins. Now you're a gambler, baby. Now you're hitting my territory.
Hold on, I want this.
I'm trying to give the people. I'm trying to give the people what they need because they listen to the coach. Coach told you to bet the Warriors.
If we're going by
Coach got a lot of wins on 8 and 2 road.
I think Coach is winning right now with it.
If we're going by the Grantham Sportsbook, look, I want to go on record.
Straight wins.
I want to go on record. Rockets -7. Okay, I want to bust Grantham's prediction. I think, look, we've got this amazing trio, okay? Nene, Capella.
Nene?
No,
Nene's a good
starting
trio.
out
keep going.
with
Don't stop him
Nene.
now. Stop now.
Hey, Nene. All right.
You
We
guys
got
in
an amazing
Montreal?
trio. All right. I'll do this in order. Capella. Okay.
How is he in your trio?
We're looking through the
He's
glass.
not in my
We're
trio.
looking through the glass, and we're
My
wondering.
point
You can
is,
tell
my
us.
Are you
My
gonna say
point
Montreal?
is-
Harden, Gordon,
Say Montreal.
Anderson.
You're
my
gonna say Nene,
my
Capella,
point is,
Montreal.
underneath the basket, we have an answer at least for Nene. Look, tonight there was an amazing up the court and down the court by Capella. He blocked, he came down, and he scored. It was awesome. Capella is cleaning up the glass like crazy, okay? He's not like unstoppable again. I mean, obviously Boogie's going to get 28. My point is,
Ooh, he said Boogie's getting 28 points.
Put that on the record.
That's
Put that
easy
on the
one.
record.
I will. And that's actually a smart one. That's probably going to be about what his over-under total is on
Oh,
player
he's going to get
props.
his points. He's
All right,
going to
so
get his
DZ
points.
says win. B. Ross, what do you say?
You know what? Just because if we go 4-0, my God, we're
And
sitting so pretty.
we're on a 4-game win streak
This is
right
insane.
now. By the
I mean,
way.
you got to lose. And Oklahoma
Don't
City,
say it.
I'm going to say loss.
Wow.
For the same reason that I said for the same reason that I correctly called the Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Thunder one, because there's just no one to guard Westbrook. And at some point, yes, you let them have their points, but if they can score that many points, I think DeMarcus goes for over 28, easy over 28, and I'm going to say loss. This is like a game we've called out
A loss
in
to
the
the
beginning.
Kings?
So it
It's
shouldn't
a
be
trap
shocked.
game. It's a trap game,
That's
by the
it.
way we've said.
We play up to our competition,
Right.
just like we played down to our competition. So we're going to meet the Kings
Yeah, but
and think we're rolling because we will probably could beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then we're going to take those shit-eating Mavs out to town, and we're going to take the Nuts, the fucking Brooklyn Nuts, and we're going to beat the shit out of them. But I think I'm going to say loss just because
I respect that.
We're going to go 8-0.
I
mean, like, I
respect
got to
your-
get one loss
so
somewhere.
the Sacramento Kings are gonna snap our 7-game win streak.
Who's your guy guarding DeMarcus? I don't think 28's.
I think that's
ambitious.
what I'm saying. We have
think you go for
3
35.
guys.
Who else is gonna score?
Look,
Rudy
let
Gay?
DeMarcus score 54 points. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. They
We're gonna
have
score
no
130.
other
And I
option.
love that. People
We're
are
gonna
forgetting
score
that Rudy Gay
130.
is
All I'm
a
saying
Rockets
is-
killer and has been.
All I'm saying is we got 3 guys that we can.
Listen, I said the fucking loss. Y'all can call me on it. Again, at the spread, I'm something like 70%.
All right, well, tweet at us and let us know what you want B. Ross to do
Yeah,
if he loses.
absolutely.
Do you
told you
want him?
minus
Do you want
7.
him to drink a pumpkin?
did
Do you want him to
say-
chug a pumpkin lice?
It's 7 point. You
pumpkin
said
latte?
they keep within 7.
Look, the thing is,
Do you
I'm
want him to
actually
eat a
on,
McGriddle?
Yeah.
Look, because DZ
McGriddle?
wanted to go against me.
How
I'm
many
gonna say
crunch
plus
wraps
7.
do you want
DZ said
B.
minus
Ross
7.
to eat on camera for Twitter?
All right, DZ, let's go on to a couple quick questions we have before we wrap this up. And let's do this. DZ. Hit me with it. Hit me with some music, DZ.
Silky beats, you motherfucker.
Some silky, wilky,
He's looking at us through the glass like he doesn't
like
know
I'm
what's-
crazy. All I want is some music,
Yeah.
man. That's all I want.
How many is?
Come on.
Wait, all right. I'm just gonna talk for a minute because DZ seems perplexed.
Yep.
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
let her go. Let her go, let her go, let her go. Military man, yeah, pimp mode. You know I stay in pimp mode. You know I stay in pimp mode. Yeah, let her go. If she wanna leave, let her go. You gotta let her breathe, baby. Let her go, baby. But if you wanna stay, make sure you wipe your feet on the floor before you step through the door. Let's go. Let me hop right in the pimp mode. Got the top down on the fresh set of foes, and I push it real slower. I'll pimp the caddy real slow.
Millionaire. Honestly, that advice only works if you're a millionaire, like a millionaire. Don't let it go. Hold fast to what's good.
Yeah. All right, guys. So the first question, which has probably been all our Rockets fans' mind, is Demo. DeMontis Montejunas.
You know what? I'm looking straight across the studio, and I'm gonna let Coach lay this off. We all agree.
Yeah.
Coach, why don't you just voice what we're feeling?
So the Nets offer you a $30 million plus contract over 4 years, and you're a restricted free agent, and your NBA position is not secured. You haven't played basketball really in maybe a year. You played a little bit of the games last year. You got traded.
Half a season.
Stuff didn't go well.
Yeah.
Your physical failed. You got sent back to this team that you were like, I can't believe you traded me. I can't believe you traded me. But if you look back at the records, the Rockets also traded Robert Horry. He went, came back, won a championship. But you're this player, right? And the Nets give you an offer. What did the Rockets do? The team that you actually used to want to play for. The only team that
you do play for.
The team you only played for. They match your sheet. What do?
You don't show up for a physical.
What?
Because your dumbass coach.
Agent.
No, not coach. Sorry, my bad. Agent. BJ something. What is this guy on, Coach?
What I'm saying is, so the Nets offer was 1 year guaranteed, which would be this year. The next year was an option. So, yeah, maybe you don't play. The next 2 years, fully non-guaranteed. So you're actually looking at a $7 million guarantee for 1 year. You're looking at possibly an $8 million option for next year. And the next 2 years, who the fuck knows? But your whole body is telling you who the fuck knows. And if you were going to go and take that deal from the Nets, the Rockets the same day go, no. For that amount, for that contract, we want you. And your whole thing has been about, I just want guaranteed 2 years. You're not going to get that, Demo. Especially with your health. Especially when the fact that the CBA, the actual contract that everyone plays under, is about to skyrocket. Everything's about to go up. So who said, you play 1 year with the Rockets, you play 1 year with the Nets, you're making $7 million. Next year, with that player option, it's actually a team option, but still, if the team neglects you and they say, no, you can be a free agent, not restricted, you can make, who knows, $13 million, because Demo is at least a $10 million player in this league next year. You're telling me the team that you actually have a bond with, a team that has fans who know you and miss you and want you back.
Started you out.
Captain Hook.
You don't show up for the physical. There's two things. Either your agent is the worst agent in the NBA.
Ever.
Or you're in a
Fact.
wheelchair. Either that or you're in a wheelchair. Either that or maybe you're injured and we don't know, and that's where you're
Why
like,
are you
I'm not
scared
showing
to
up
take
for
a physical? Why are you
Demo.
scared to take a physical?
Demo, listen to us. We love you.
And also, let's
We do love you. This is important.
we love you.
Dude, I love
We
Demo.
want you. We've been sitting on this
You're-
podcast saying we can't wait to have you back to those extra elements.
You're a 7-footer who at the worst shoots 35%, at the best shoots 45%. You can get us 7 rebounds. You can get us 15 rebounds. You stepped up for Dwight when there was no Dwight. He did. He averaged
And he
20
had great
points
playoffs
and
last
13
year.
rebounds when Dwight was out. Demo, you can make this team a contender, and you still don't show up for the physical? Who the fuck needs you?
Yeah.
And let's remember, we offered him something before this that he did not sign. And then he had this thing with the Nets. Then we matched them. And let's not forget that since the Nets offered him something, we matched him. According to the CBA, if we don't sign him because of his own reasons, the Nets can't touch him for a year.
If he doesn't show up to a physical voluntarily, he voids that contract.
So the Nets can't touch him for a year. So now you're saying the team that actually wants you, you're fucking them over, and the only other team that has even asked for you can't touch you for a year. Who you? Where's your future?
Let me.
Here's
Can
the
I
deal.
take this? Tag me in. No, you first. Deezy, you take.
Okay, all right. Real deal. Our boy's afraid of needles. Okay, that's all it is. No, that's it.
Oh my God!
B-Ross, jump in. B-Ross, jump in.
Where to begin? One, let me tell you what $7 million in an income-free state buys you.
Ooh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
A lot. Okay. I'm in the middle of fucking West Hollywood. Okay. And these houses are about 1.5 for the shittiest one. For $1 million, this guy can get about a 4-story, 12-bedroom home in Houston, Texas. Okay, so this was such a big thing when Dwight was coming over to us. Everybody's like, he's losing $6 million. Yeah, but he's leaving a city that would charge him 40% of it. He's going to a state that will charge him 0% of it.
No state income tax.
So literally, he is literally making more money. It's a net win. You are going to make so much money. And two, I'd like to sit him in front of a TV for 1 week, and I'd like his agent to be there too, because this guy sounds like Sling Blade. And I want him to watch 3 Nets games, and I want him to watch, with Sling Blade, I want him to watch 3 Nets games, and I want him to watch 3 Rockets games, and tell me which team he'd like to languish with for the next fucking 2, 3, 4 years.
And word on the street is that his agent BJ wants this restricted free agent deal just to kind of like dissolve, and because he didn't go to the physical, and then sign a new contract, which would guarantee,
he wants a do-over essentially.
He basically wants to force the Rockets to.
He's leveraging. He's leveraging with no leverage. He's leveraging with no leverage,
Exactly.
which is the most brilliant, dumbest business moves of all time. He's leveraging with nothing to leverage.
Demo, is your agent Maverick Carter?
Boom.
Is your
Love
agent
it.
repping LeBron James, Tristan
Yes.
Thompson, Ben Simmons, everybody in the fucking league? Phil Jackson calls
Nope.
him part of your posse, but he's
only-
actually been the only black guy that
I
became an
will
agent. That
say,
became
Here's the deal.
No.
No, here's the deal. Here's the deal. And this isn't the Carlo Rossi talking. Okay.
No, but it is the Carlo Rossi talking.
This isn't the Carlo Rossi.
I'm looking at you through this. This is Carlo Rossi talking.
It's not the Carlo Rossi. To James's point, that only makes sense. You only don't want the Rockets to match if there's a lot of teams asking for you.
It's
But
not a bidding war.
only the Nets pulled his number.
That's it. There's rumors of a Jazz contract. There's rumors of a Jazz contract out there
Substantially, the Nets are the only ones who
But-
put up.
well-
in this day and age when not a single source has that Jazz contract out there, and
Yeah.
everybody leaks. I mean, the White House leaks.
Yeah.
The public bathroom at your public pool leaks. I mean, come on. Nobody's picking them up except for the Nets, maybe
if you
the Jazz.
if you
I'll
have
give
time,
credit.
Rockets fans, read the Jonathan Fagan article.
Oh, it's so good.
It's amazing.
It's also
And
Rule 101 on business. Yeah. Don't leverage if you have no leverage.
It is.
Yeah.
The truth is they want his agent wants the Rockets to forget the match deal, the match they made with the Nets, and renegotiate a new contract that would give him more money.
And I'm sorry,
Well,
I'm not.
But
an
the thing
agent.
is, like B. Ross said, you're not in a position
Yep.
to leverage.
You have no
Not
position
even
to
Like
bargain.
you don't have. So right now you're making the team that.
So is that a power play by Daryl Morey? Come on, look, these guys are talking before they
It's a
actually.
smart play. What even a power play? It's not like, fuck you, I'm going to slap you down. It's just like, listen, you have 2 ones. You're holding 2 twos. And I'm just.
Well, to talk
Nothing
about
but-
B. Ross's point, you got a leak. Your bathroom's leaking.
Yep.
You need a plumber. Now, you have a team of plumbers. You got plumbers that can fucking plumb the shit from the 3-point line. You want one other person who wasn't there in the beginning, who literally you are doing fine without. You offer him a contract to join your plumbing team to plug this leak. You know, and yes, the CBA will be renegotiated next year.
And there'll be a lot of money. There'll be a lot of money.
There'll be a lot of money on the table. But do you think, as a plumber, I owe you anything based on what will happen in the future when your entire track record has been substantially okay,
Future plumber potential?
but
That's not a thing.
full of injuries, full of leaks, full of you not being able to make the fucking plumbing appointment on time?
You come every other month to fix my toilet.
When you are that person, You take this hope. You are 26 years old. By the time this 4-year contract with the Nets or the Rockets is done, you'll be 30. You'll be in your prime. You'll be at the height of when the NBA wants a stretch four, and you still say no. You might never play in the NBA again.
That was your Stephen A. Smith rant, by the way, and it was a great one.
Yeah.
So let's do this real quick. What do the Rockets do in regards to Demo, in your opinion?
Fuck him. Already did what we could. Offered him money in an income-free state. Fuck him.
So what? Do you just...
I used to run 60 fucking trucks for an oil company, and fuck him. If I had a truck driver who pulled over to fucking corporate office and said, listen, I think I'm worth $120,000 a year, and I'd look at him and I'd say, you drive a fucking 18-wheeler, and you are taken care of, and you have full everything. Stay in your fucking lane. That's my advice for everybody on this fucking planet. Everybody stay in your fucking lane. I am not a basketball player, and Demo does not run fucking trucks for an oil company. But my God, act like a basketball player. Play. Don't you want to get out there again? Fuck him. I hate this. This is selfish and dumb, and he's getting really bad advice.
Coach, what do you think?
You're in a 1-year guaranteed contract with the Nets or with the Rockets. You fucking play like a player in that contract year. What is DeRozan showing you? What is every other player? CJ Miles in his fucking contract year. What do they show you? We ball out. If you can't ball, you can't show me nothing. And by not showing to the physical, you're telling me that you don't even know if you can ball.
You're scared of it.
DZ?
So there's 2 companies that will allow you to send gummies in the shapes of penises.
Oh, God.
And for Roxit fans, the first one is called dicksbymail.com. The second one is called ruindays.com. So you can send Demo a bag of dicks.
Wow. I think that Demo, I'm going to take the optimist route. I do think that he is getting fucked by his agent. I think his agent thinks that that he is worth more than Demo actually is worth. And I think he's being whispered into his Latvian. Is he from Latvia? Where's he from?
I think it's Lithuanian.
Lithuanian. Yeah. He's getting
Latvian. No, you're right though. Latvia was Dragic.
He's getting whispered in his Lithuanian ear about this and that. Yeah. I think it's a mistake, and I honestly, with his attitude right now, if it's his attitude, I don't want him on our team. If it's his agent's attitude, I want him to fire his agent, get a new agent, and sign a deal with the Rockets. But if that's how Demo, if this is actually how Demo thinks, if this is him like straight up through and through, I don't want him on our team. We got a lot of coverage. We don't need him. I mean, I would like to take him, but if he could fire his agent and get a contract with us, I'd take him. But otherwise, I say fuck off.
My final thought, and we went long on this, but Demo, we love you so much, and we backed you up, and we wanted you here. We want you in our city. But let me tell you this. My final thought, you can tell me your house is worth $100 million, but if I walk inside and there's literally like a mice colony, and they're just like running across the floor, they're having a picnic in the kitchen, then we've got problems. And it's not a $100 million home. So you could tell me you've got a $100 million house, but the market determines it. This is America. Like, the market determines it. And no one else wants your service except the Nets. So,
all right, guys. Well, that about wraps up our cast for this week. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate all the support. We do this for you guys. We do this for the fans. We are fans. We are Rockets fans, and we do it for the fans. So,
and we're in the middle of a fun season. I'd be lying if I said I didn't put down $100 on the Rockets 3 days ago at 40-1 odds to win it all.
Amen.
Yeah. I'm with you. You're infectious, Jay.
Absolutely.
Your optimism
this is a great year for us. We had a bad year last year, and we are looking towards the sky.
You have actual shooters. People.
Shout outs to Robert Queen. Shout out to James Harden for MVP.
Boom.
Look, if you really want to know what went down, check out the video. It's going to be on all forms
of
social
see this
media.
video. You gotta see this video that they hustled to get. You gotta see this video.
Shout out to Rockets Reddit. We love the Reddit. Oh. Shout out to the Dream Shake. I listened to their podcast today. It was a wonderful podcast. Shout out to Clutch fans. We love you guys too. Shout out to all Rockets fans. And if you want to get in touch with the Houston Rockset, you can follow us on Twitter at the Houston Rockset. You can like us on Facebook. You can leave us a review in iTunes. That never hurts.
Never.
We're on SoundCloud. And also, if you have a question, comment, whatever, get in touch. We're also Houston Rocks It podcast at gmail.com. And we love our fans, and we want to get in touch with you guys. So if anyone has any ideas, comments, questions, please reach out.
And I will tell you this: we're trying to. Our end game was we always envisioned a point at which we could maybe go out to a bar and meet up with a bunch of other Houston Rocks It fans in LA, Houston Rocks It and Rockets fans in LA. So let's get that together. If you're in LA, like hit us up. We are at some point. I would love to gather. We would all love to gather. Even if it's just 10 of us or 15 of us, if you are languishing in LA as a Rockets family, let's all get to a bar at some point this season and let's do a game. We'll bring the recorder. We'll all get interviews. We'll have fun. We'll watch a game. We want this to happen. This is one of our big things. We want to go to a bar and do a live.
And who knows? Maybe we could come to Houston at one point and do one of those too.
Thank you to everybody.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening, and go Rockets.